Hello everyone and welcome inside of Grand Rec Park as we start an AAC softball doubleheader between the Bluefield College Rams and the Bryan College Lions. Hello everybody, Bailey Engel here, glad to have you with us. Rams splitting a doubleheader yesterday and now wasting no time playing two more games against a conference opponent as Shannon White leads it off for the Bryan College Lions coming from Dayton, Tennessee. Lakin Sparks in the circle for Bluefield, getting the start after pitching a third of an inning yesterday as that one is popped down the line and foul. No balls, 2 strikes. So the Rams coming into this one with 11 wins on the season. A very interesting doubleheader yesterday because, well, they won that first game in run roll fashion, then got absolutely clobbered in the second game as the 0-2 is lifted out in left field and it's a base hit. Caitlin Strange playing out in left field for the Rams. Carly Bailey back into the lineup for Bluefield as Mary Blake Avery gets the start at the hot corner. Meredith Throckmorton another start at first base. Out in right field, Carly King, and in center, who homered yesterday along with Meredith Throckmorton, Kristen Stewart. Riley O'Neill, as always, or really usually the catcher, and Lakin Sparks throwing the pitches as that one goes outside for ball 1. Runner at first, no outs. Of Sydney Olander, shortstop, wearing number 6 and batting left-handed. Rams didn't have to deal with that many lefties in the lineup yesterday. 1-0 is outside, throw down to second, not in time, just a bit short. Sliding in with the stolen base is Shannon White. Well, Bryan coming into this one with a losing record, so the Rams trying to find another conference win. Oh, yesterday against Pikeville, the Rams were fired up in game 1, and then, well, the Bears just stormed back and snapped their own 5-game losing streak. As the 1-0 is down the middle, count at 1-1. Count at 2-1. Finally got the scoreboard working correctly today, or just as correct as we're going to have it. 2-1 to Olander. Ground ball, third base side, picked up by Mary Blake Avery. Throw to first. In time, just a bit low, but Throckmorton doing a good job of scooping it there as White moves over into the hot corner at third. Brings up Hannah O'Shields. Will now be a right-handed hitter. Quick conference here, Lakin Sparks, the sophomore from Tazewell County, so playing in her home county and went to Tazewell High School. Former Bulldog. Father is now on the coaching staff. First pitch right down the middle. O'Shields is down in the count. It's interesting yesterday how the Rams just hit so well in that first game and really let up in the second game. And now the 0-1 from the righty. Ground ball, third base side and foul. So the score stays 0-0. We're still in the top of the first inning with no outs. Wind is whipping. Yesterday we had one of the more pleasant afternoons ever here at Grand Rec Park, and now that wind all the way back, and what is normally a nice day makes it downright miserable to be here. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch whipped outside. It's ball 1. Shouldn't say miserable because the sun is still out. You're still getting a little bit of that springtime warmth, but up here at Grand Rec Park, an elevated field in an already elevated town. Be cold. 1-2. In into left field, Strange backs up on it, goes over her glove. Running to second, she will get there on an RBI double. So O'Shields makes it 1-0. That's kind of similar to what we saw in the Bluefield yesterday, where the Rams just let these fielding woes take hold of them. So there's one gone, runner at second base, and now the cleanup hitter up for Bryan. Austin Durham, the catcher, wearing number 9. Digs in on the right side against Lakin Sparks. First pitch, we get a foul tip, bouncing right behind Riley O'Neill. No balls, 1 strike. Durham digs right back in on the right side. Lakin Sparks looking in, trying to get the win for Bluefield, down 1-0 as that pitch is grounded foul, third base side, ricocheting towards the Bryan College dugout. So that's about 200 down the lines here at Grand Rec Park. Of course, we don't have the measurements up, and if I had to guess, not that much further out to deep center field. We saw a couple of home runs clear that fence yesterday. Storer and Throckmorton both smoking balls to center. Time called by Durham. Two, swinging a flare into the third baseman's glove, Mary Blake Avery. So after she reels it in, there's 2 outs. Umpire calling for more game balls, and that's just what's going to happen here at Graham Rec Park. If they foul away, they're going all the way down the hill, and you're going to have one of the players that's either redshirting or injured go all the way down the hill to go get it, because we just need baseballs. Or excuse me, softballs. Lindsey Dunn, yeah, baseball would probably be even harder to find. Pitch goes low for a called ball. Lindsey Dunn, the designated player and the 5th batter in the lineup, now with 2 outs and a runner at second base, and Hannah O'Shields. The pitch. Grounds it over to the right side, skips into the glove, and now there is the 3rd out. Run scores on a big-time double over the left fielder's glove, and now it's 1-0 in favor of Bryan. Madison Owens ready to pitch for Bryan as they lead 1-0 going into the bottom of the 1st inning here at Graham Rec Park. Rams giving up a double there in that top of the 1st inning. Now trying to come back here like they were able to do yesterday when they scored 10 unanswered runs in the 1st game against Pikeville. Brings up the junior from New Jersey, and Carly Bailey back into the lineup. Did not play against Pikeville yesterday. Now the shortstop leads it off for the Rams. Owens 5-7 on the year and has a gigantic glove inside of his circle. First pitch, right down the middle on a changeup and grunting to get strike 1. Carly Bailey hitting .342 on the year, now making her 22nd start of the season. 0-1. Blasted foul right side and out of play. Quickly down 0-2 as the Rams lineup looks like this. Riley O'Neill batting second and catching while Carly King bats third and plays in right field. Second baseman in this game, Lexi Harmon, bats fourth. We'll likely see her pitch. Kristen Storer moves down from leadoff to the 5 spot. Center fielder for the Rams from California. 0-2, nobody on, and now the pitch. Outside. Not a lot of speed on this so far from the starting pitcher, Owens. Owens on the year, 5-7 with a .358 ERA. 70 in the 3rd innings, pitches surrendered 82 hits with 41 runs, 36 of them earned. Pitches 1-2. outside just by a hair. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the field over at third base, Sober making the start of the hot corner. At shortstop, Sydney Olander on that left side. Ready for the 2-2. Blasted right down the right field line and foul. At second base, Heidi Smith, and then at first, Kayla Hayes. And left field, Shannon White. In center for the Lions, it will be Tesla Hewling, excuse me. And at right field, Hannah O'Shields. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball over to short, skips into the glove, flow to first in time. Solid job playing that ball back by Olander. Now there's 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Gonna bring up Riley O'Neill for Bluefield, hitting .382 on the season. The Rams have started at least 9 games. O'Neill leads the team with a .382 average, also with 4 home runs and 25 RBIs. King on deck, and now the catcher from Tennessee steps up. It's spun outside, it's ball 1. Wind blowing right to left with the sun shining through these partly cloudy skies. Appalachian Mountains in the background, and now all of a sudden we're in the shade. It makes it a little bit less bearable to be here in this cold wind. Here's the 1-0 to the righty. Swinging a line drive, skipping up to left center field. A base hit for Riley O'Neill, and the Rams have their first base runner aboard. With another gust of wind flowing in, here comes Carly King. Virginia native and another sophomore for Drew Bailey, now in his first year as the head coach of Central College softball. King hitting a robust .340 with a couple of home runs and 11 RBIs. And a mainstay out of right field for the Rams. This is our 18th start for Bluefield. First pitch to the right-handed hitter. Skips in the dirt, goes to the backstop, and Riley O'Neill advances on the wild pitch. Catcher Austin Durham couldn't keep that ball alive, and now the base hit, it could be tied up at 1-1. Right now, 1-0. Already 1 out. So a ball and no strikes to Carly King. Had that walk-off sacrifice fly to Mercy Rule win it over Pikeville in Game 1 yesterday. Here's the 1-0. Down the middle, strike 1. Bryan College coming into this game 12-24, 9-13 in the conference. 11 wins, 22 losses, 2-12 in the AAC. That pitch is well inside. King pulled it foul on the third base hit right up the dugout from Bryan. One ball, 2 strikes. Runner in scoring position, and Riley O'Neill got there on a single and advanced on a wild pitch. High and tight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Carly King trying to battle here as we're playing completely in the shade now. Clouds of dust starting to rip right to left. Pitch. Stepped up foul over the awning, or rather hitting that awning, and bouncing back down. So Carly King battling with a 2-strike count. Madison Owens looking in with 1 out to her name. Carly King still battling with no battle gloves on. Batting gloves, I should say. That one goes outside, so that was actually a 2-2. We don't have the scoreboard working correctly again. So now 3 balls, 2 strikes. That first ball in the ball column, that light is just never lit up, so you can never tell. Payoff coming up with a runner at second. Here it is. Inside, corner got her, strike 3. Durham thought she dropped it, laid down the tag anyway for good measure now with 2 outs. Bring up Lexi Harmon, the RBIs leader for Bluefield. Well, she threw a predominant amount of that doubleheader yesterday against Pikeville. Game 2, you could see the exhaustion kind of pile up on Lexi Harmon, now getting the start as a second baseman. First pitch, whipped outside, and it's ball 1. Bryan College wearing the black jerseys with the red sleeves, white numbers, red trim. Rams back with those blue uniforms. The blue letters on the front with the blue numbers on the back and the blue stripes down the pants. 1 ball, no strikes. Riley O'Neill at second base in a 1-0 ball game. Bryan College leads. Here's the pitch. Drops in, low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. So a softball full week here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Saturday, another conference matchup against Truett McConnell. This midweek matchup, Drew Bailey really challenging his team after a couple of games against a good team yesterday. 2-0 to the righty. Inside, ball 3. Lexi Harmon up to the count on Madison Owens. Harmon hitting .353. Second on the team in at-bats behind Kristen Storer. 36 hits and 102 at-bats, so if you can do the math, that's .353. 3-0. Outside, a 4-pitch walk, and Lexi Harmon is aboard. So that puts the go-ahead run on base for Bluefield and a chance for the California native Kristen Storer to hit her home. Storer yesterday hitting in that leadoff slot when Carly Bailey was injured. Storer coming from Temecula, California, hitting .342. Basic could tie it up with Riley O'Neill at first base. Got there on a hit and a wild pitch, and then Lexi Harmon in a 4-pitch walk. That one right down the pipe as Madison Owens creeps back into the strike zone. Makes it 0-1. Bryan College headed by Mark Richart in his second season as the head coach of the Bryan College Lions. Another young head coach, or at least new head coach for Drew, or in this AAC, as that ball skips right behind Durham. Both runners advance, and it's another crucial wild pitch there. Ball and a strike. Richard, just the 3rd head coach in Bryan College history. Made it to Dayton, Tennessee. Ball and a strike. 2 runners in scoring position. Here's the offer. Got to miss. Now, Storer looked a bit silly there, that back foot coming up. Long bottom of the first inning. Madison Owens trying to escape this jam. Lions trying to keep their 1-0 lead. Rams with runners in scoring position with 2 outs. 1-2. High fly, left field, and foul. We'll do it again, and a ball and 2 strikes. Sort digs back in on that right side. Competent center fielder for the Rams as well. Madison Owens looks out of the white face mask into her battery mate in Austin Durham. With that ball in the oversized glove and the 1-2. Line drive, left center field, a base hit for Bluefield. Riley O'Neill will score. Harmon left at 3rd, and now sneaking into second base, Kristen Storer. Bryan College fell asleep there as Storer snuck all the way around first and slid into second safely. Call it a single and then advancing on the throw, and the Rams have tied it up 1-1. Clutch piece of hitting by Bluefield center fielder. Now the pitcher for Bluefield, Lakin Sparks, up to the plate. Base hit could give the Rams the lead. It's now 1-1 in the bottom of the first inning. Swing and a miss. Healthy cut at that first pitch. Madison Owens gives up the lead already here in the bottom of the first inning. 9-13 Bryan College. Or excuse me, that's their record in the AAC. High and in. Ball and a strike. This is what the Rams were able to do yesterday against Pikeville when they scored 7 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. All of those were scored with just 2 outs, or already 2 outs. Ball and a strike to the righty. Here's the pitch. Whipped outside for ball 2. picks up the ball after putting in the dirt for just a second. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back to the screen, and it evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Of the Bluefield College Rams on the call here. Bailey Engel, glad to have you on the Rams Digital Sports Network, whether you're watching at work, home, wherever you may be, but making the Rams a part of your day. 2 runners in scoring position. Here's the 2-2. Popped up left field. Stepping in could be trouble with the wind, but it's not, as the left fielder reels it in for out number 3. So the Rams leave 2 in scoring position, but after they tie up the game 1-1 after the RBI single from Kristen Storer. Now ready for the second inning. Rams have tied it all up 1-1 with the Bryan College Lions here at Graham Rec Park in the first game of this doubleheader. Brings up Heidi Smith, the second baseman, to start out the 6, 7, 8 part of the lineup. Smith, Kayla Hayes, and the left fielder batting third, or rather, excuse me, the third baseman, Marius Sober. Pitch goes inside for a ball. Here's the pitch. Outside, but called a strike, evens it up at 1-1. So Sober steps up to the plate batting right-handed. Now the middle again. Rather, that's Heidi Smith. And for Heidi Smith, making her 37th start of the year, 232 average, has not hit a home run yet, but 14 RBIs. Sparks up at the count 1-2. Here's the pitch. Ground ball smoked over to third. Good scoop by Mary Blake Avery. Rifles to first in time for the first out. There's a loud first out. Mary Blake Avery starting to improve over there at third base. We saw her struggles before, and well, staying down on the ball and making a scoop that's not always really routine. Brings up Kayla Hayes, the first baseman. Hayes well under the Mendoza line at 125. That pitch drops in low for ball 1. Lakin Sparks, a main pitcher for Bluefield last year, and now with the addition of Lexi Harmon, she has played a good amount of shortstop this season, but always had the bat in her hand as well. As the 1-0 goes on the outside corner to even it up at 1-1. Sparks with a 7.88 ERA coming into this game, a 4-5 record. 50 2/3 innings pitched. She pitched a third of an inning yesterday, gave up a couple of runs, 96 hits, 70 runs, only 57 of them earned. as that pitch is dribbled down the third baseline, fielded fair territory. Avery, another good throw to first, and time, and there are now 2 outs. So now that'll bring up Sober. Making her 24th start, nearly hitting .220. Now the Rams hitting over .300 as a team despite having a losing record. Bryan hitting at .230. First pitch, Sober looks at it low. Third baseman does have 4 RBIs this season. 2 outs, nobody on for Bryan College. 1-0 from Sparks. Dealt inside, off of the cleat of Riley O'Neal, and it kicks out on the third base side. 2 balls, no strikes, nobody on. Couple of ground balls, 5-3 putouts etched into the scorebooks. Freshman's ready, and the pitch just a bit outside. So Sparks down in the count now with 2 outs, 3 balls, no strikes in a 1-1 game with nobody on for the Lions. Sparks looks in, she deals. Down the middle on 3-0, so a way to come back into the zone for the sophomore pitcher. Now Sparks, when she's now down in that count, trying to come back in, and fires it back on the right corner. So Sober was about ready to jog over to first, and all of a sudden 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count with 2 outs. The pitch, high and away, lost her there, ball 4. Tesla Hewling up to the plate, another lefty, so this starts a string of 3 straight lefties, and the 9-1-2. And to see if she tries to slap here. Slightly choked up on the bat, so that could be possible. Tries to show bunt, and it's called a strike on the lefty for out, or rather strike number 1. Hewling right down at less than 100. He looks at it high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, a runner at first, 2 outs, 1-1 the score. Yeah, a tough year at the plate for Hewling so far, 3 for 39. 1-1. Chops out a bunt, called a strike as she didn't pull it back, just missed. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, runner at first base in a 1-1 game. Sparks trying to silence the bottom of the lineup. 1-2, outside corner, got her. First strikeout for the sophomore from Tazewell, and the Rams stay tied 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Back and ready for the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's 1-1 as Meredith Throckmorton will lead it off against Madison Owens. Rams able to tie it after the RBI single from Kristen Storer there in the bottom of the 1st inning. Now Madison Owens starts out with one of Bluefield's most prolific power hitters, Meredith Throckmorton, with a big home run yesterday. First pitch to the first baseman. Drops in low, and it's ball one. Wind still back as a factor in this one. It might not be blowing out, though. We used to have a flagpole out in center field, folks. That was last year, and it fell down because of how much the wind was blowing. Now, that was probably not a cemented-in flagpole, mind you, as there's a check swing called a strike, evens it up at 1-1. But still, I'm sure the previous administration of softball coaches dug that baby in there, and it just flew out. On a strike to Meredith Throckmorton, nobody on. It's the leadoff batter in the bottom of the second inning. Owens deals. Foul, tip, snag. Looks like Throckmorton's a little bit ahead of this slower pitcher here. Starting out the 7-8-9 part of the lineup. Haley Davis getting a start. We'll see her as the designated player. Pitch lays off. So now a 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1-1 count. Or 2-2 count. Hit in the air, right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Bouncing off of the fence. Throckmorton trying to stretch it into a double, then puts on the brakes. So it's a long single, but a hard hit one nonetheless, as Throckmorton is on to lead it off here in the bottom of the second inning. Now it looks like Drew Bailey wants to bring on a pinch runner, and he will. And Courtney Gentry. We saw Gentry yesterday. She came in that late part of the game in the 21-1 loss, but when she got walked, she sprinted down the first baseline. So you better believe when she's on base now, she'll have another chance to try to show off those wheels to put Bluefield up 2-1. Here's Mary Blake Avery. Well, Throckmorton will likely come back in. That's the beauty of college softball and really college baseball as well. When there's a substitution, there is a rule allowing them to re-enter. Brings up Mary Blake Avery, who's made a couple of solid plays over at third base. Hitting 209, trying to bunt, and pops it up on the left panel of the backstop, count at 0-1. Drew Bailey looking on as the third base coach and the head coach for Bluefield. And his first season was the head coach of Averett Baseball last year. Made his way back to Bluefield. Family's here. Also was the pitching coach for Bluefield College Baseball just a few years ago, 2 years ago. And an 0-1 has to swing away and fouls it off. After that goes over the dugout on the first base side, Mary Blake Avery quickly down 0-2. Gentry over at first base. Madison Owens up at the count quickly. Score is 1-1. The 0-2 popped up right field. And before that could even be caught, Mary Blake Avery had exited the batter's box. That she crossed the plate, so now she's out. It's one of those new rules here, and Mary Blake Avery called out, even though that one was a can of corn out in right field anyway. So it was caught by Hannah O'Shields, and now there is one out for Haley Davis, who steps up to the plate, the freshman for Bluefield. So Davis hitting at .333. This is her 17th start as the designated player. No home runs, 7 RBIs. And this is one of those things in NAIA where it's not a big arena. Everybody can hear everything that's going on. So do with what you're hearing as you may. And Drew Bailey gets a warning. Now goes back to third base. It's 1-1 here with one out on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Oh, we really need a concession stand. As Just trying to build the atmosphere here at Bluefield. Drew Bailey trying to build something, bring some hot dogs as well. Brings up Haley Davis. Here's Haley Davis with the runner at first and one gone. Corner infielders playing in, trying to combat a possible bunt attempt. As that pitch is low and called for ball one. Well, the count at 1-0, 1-1 the score in the top of the second inning. Starting to get a little bit warmer here as the sun starts to poke out. Game 1 of 2. Here's the 1-0. Fouled off into the mid and dropped. Makes it 1-1 anyway. Got a 1-1 and Drew Bailey trying to mastermind something here. The runner at first and Gentry, the freshman. Now the freshman at the plate. 1-1. Gentry goes, swing and a miss, throw down to second. She is out. A throw by Durham, and the connection ends up in being out number 2. Gentry was out by just a step. We saw yesterday, there have been some awkward slides into second base, Gabby Mellick being one of them when she was thrown out as well. Now all of a sudden, the Ducks are off the pond for Haley Davis in a 1-2 count. Madison Owens getting a little bit of help there from her catcher. Ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I counted 2-2, 2 outs. Inning started off with a base hit from Meredith Throckmorton. Gentry, the runner representing her, just called out. Mary Blake Avery called out as she crossed the plate as that one is popped up shallow right center. Backing up and making the catch is the second baseman, Heidi Smith. So the Rams leave no one on, and they go into the third inning. It's all tied up in 1-1. Ready to start the top of the third inning, all tied up 1-1 here at Graham Rec Park. Rams starting off this inning with a momentary conference in the infield and now ready to start. Lakin Sparks still in the circle for Bluefield up against the top of the lineup. Shannon White, left fielder, followed by Olander and Hannah O'Shields, who was able to tie up the game, or at least take the lead. Rams were able to tie it up. 1-1 the score, top of the third game out of this AAC doubleheader. Righty against lefty, starting out this front two of the lineup, both left-handed hitters. First pitch, ground ball, third base side, snagged by Bailey. Quick throw to first, won't be in time. First pitch, infield single. It just got through Avery on a quick play. Went deeper in that 5-6 hole. The shortstop was able to get it, but you know that's one of the harder parts about softball is the fact that those quick infield throws are even tougher than what you see in baseball. Only 60 feet from home to first. Now Sydney Olander, the shortstop. I have to see if she tries to swing away or bunt here, and we'll try to go with a bunt. Goes outside for ball one. Both teams with losing records. Teams with only 2 wins in the conference at the moment. They had a couple of hard losses over the weekend to Milligan. Now tied up in this one in game 1. 1-1 the score against Bryan. Pitch goes bunt again. It's outside. Riley O'Neill can't get a quick hold of it. And the runner moves over to second base and Shannon White. So that wipes out the double play opportunity. Two balls, no strikes. Sparks is missing the mark outside. And she didn't that time, dropping into the corner for strike one. Two one. Outside and low, dropped when picked up by Riley O'Neill. 3 balls, 1 strike. And he started off with a single. And in White over at second base. Sydney Olander at the plate in the batter's count against Lakin Sparks. As she deals and it hits the corner, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lakin Sparks, one of the more talented players for Bluefield, and lead Rams. Only shows up in those videos that the team puts out. As that ball is grounded foul. This was master of the guitar. Plays the guitar and actually has a DeMarini sticker on it. Mixing sport and music. Trying to fan the shortstop here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff, smacked over the middle, bobbled and dropped by Lexi Harmon. She should have had that. Now 2 runners are safe. Well, Shannon White got a big jump. It looked like that ball was going to leak out to center field. Lexi Harmon threw out the backhand to hit her right in the wrist. Instead of that being out number 1, runners in on the base pass at second and first for Hannah O'Shields. She's 1 for 1 today. Headed out to left field. Taylor Strange now playing a bit deeper and left. Pitch shows bunt, pulls back, throw to third, tag applied, yes! Riley O'Neill gunning down Shannon White. And there's 1 out. Well, she tried to slide in on the left side. By the way, that was a ball inside. The tag laid down. A good job by Carly Bailey covering third. Mary Blake Avery playing in to try to field this bunt attempt. Here's 1-0. And into right field, going back. King steps up, makes the catch. Now 2 outs, throw to second. Almost there. Boy, that was really close. And the runner being doubled up at second base. Olander had to dive back. So now with 2 outs, Austin Durham to the plate. 1-1 remains the score with a runner in scoring position at second base. First pitch to the righty, swinging a ground ball up the middle of base hit. Storefields has to throw it in quickly, and a run will score. RBI single for Bryan College's catcher, and now it's 2-1 Lions. Well, that's what happens when you have to combat those fly balls deep. You have to play back, and that's what's happening to Kristen Storer. She's playing only about 10 feet in front of that fence. The ground ball is scorched up to her, has to travel up to get it. First pitch on the outside corner. Lindsey Dunn, the designated player. Count goes 0-1. Ground ball straight to short. Bailey pops to first in time. Final out at the top of the third inning, but Bryan College able to take the 2-1 lead as we head to the home half of the third here at Graham Rec Park. Madison Owens working through this lineup. Goes on the outside corner for strike one, so it evens it up at 1-1. With this wind going, you have to put layers to be out here. It ends up being a long game. We got a doubleheader. At least the sun's out. Against Bluefield State, it might have been 25 degrees. That one is fisted over to second base. Carly Bailey thought that was foul, and it ends up being out number one. She turned on it, didn't know that the ball was in fair territory, probably stung her hands, and now there's one away. Brings up Riley O'Neal, 1-for-1 for Bluefield. Single for the Rams and ended up scoring the Rams' only run. It's now 2-1. Assistant hitter for Bluefield, batting second. Here's the pitch. On the inside corner, that's a good one from Owens. A little different than what we saw to Hannah Skaggs yesterday. The starting pitcher of game 2 for Pikeville just had those fastballs blazing in. A little bit more stuff, and it looks like Bluefield's trying to adjust to that from Madison Owens. The 0-1. Next down the middle, and it's strike 2. Quickly up 0-2. O'Neal taking a couple of pitches she didn't like, but now forced to defend. Christy O'Neal always on the broadcast, and just a shout out to her watching Riley play. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Pitch. High fly, left field, forget about it. Home run, Riley O'Neal. Now it's all tied up at 2-2. Fifth home run of the season, and more importantly, it knocks us up here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Fighting back. Absolutely turned on that one. So that's a momentum swing if there ever was one. Here's Carly King. They're getting that ball. That is well struck as that one's hit deep to left. Carly King back at the fence. Back-to-back home runs for Bluefield. Sends a high pitch on a ride over the left center field wall, and the Rams have taken their first lead in the game. 3-2 the score. Madison Owens talking this one over with her infield. Now the head coach, Mark Pritchard, coming out towards the circle to talk this one over. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. Back-to-back home runs for Bluefield, taking the lead now at 3-2. The wind starting to blow out a little bit already. A bit of a short field. Riley O'Neal's probably went around 280 feet. The Kings just snuck over the fence, but it was a home run nonetheless. Still counts the same, and now Madison Owens will be left on the rubber. And Lexi Harmon making a three-peater, just trying to get on base here. Walk last time out. So there's 1 out. Rams have taken the lead. Back-to-back home runs. For the first pitch to Lexi Harmon. Second baseman watches it right down the middle. How about that for Riley O'Neal, though? Watching the first 2 pitches, not the one she wanted, and with a defensive swing, destroyed the ball. Here's Lexi Harmon, the 0-1. Watched outside, just missed. Not by much, though. Well, these pitches starting to slow down even more than they already were. The Rams might be able to crank a few more. Down evens out a ball and a strike to the second baseman. Here's the 1-1. Foul tip off the body. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lexi Harmon, a transfer from Eastern Florida. Ball and 2 strikes, nobody on. Back-to-back home runs for Bluefield. Here's the 1-2. Outside, just missed by a tad. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rams able to take the lead right back. They hadn't even led in this game, but to find their 3rd AAC win of the season. 1-2, hit well and deep but foul. Them showing their power here at the top of the lineup. Kristen Storr also have to watch out for her. She hit a home run yesterday. The only run that scored in the 21-1 loss against Pikeville in the 2nd game, but now in this 1st game, Rams in a tight one, 3-2, with 1 out, nobody on. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch to Harmon. Swing and a miss. Choked her up in the middle there. There is strike 3 and out number 2, which brings forth the center fielder, Kristen Storr. Storr steps up to the plate in that white batting helmet. Center fielder trying to get on base again for Bluefield. Already has an RBI in this game as she pokes that one into right field, a base hit. Quick throw to first. A little closer than we thought it was going to be, but she's safe. Get it out to right field. Hannah O'Shields was able to pick it up very quickly on a quick-handed move, because that was very close to taking a bad hop and rolling out to right field. Brings up Lakin Sparks for the Rams. Meredith Throckmorton on deck. 2 outs. 1-run lead for the Rams. Pitch to her. Pitcher swings and grounds it foul. Let's take the marching ball. Richard off the bucket over there at 3rd base. Now goes 0-1. The Rams showing that their pitchers can bat. Lexi Harmon, Lakin Sparks, always bat beside Bryn Kennedy. 1. Drops low. Storr with a good jump, she'll stay back. Matter of fact, the flex player in this game is actually Taylor Strange, who plays out in left field. Haley Davis batting for her in the 9 hole. On a strike, the offer. Check swing inside, didn't go around. 2 balls, 1 strike. Trying to be patient here. Only 2 outs in the inning. There was a ground up from Carly Bailey and the strikeout of Lexi Harmon, but back-to-back home runs have elevated Bluefield on top. 2-1. Hit out to right field. Long run for O'Shields and makes the catch as she converges into right center field. Rams able to take the lead, though. It is 3-2 after back-to-back home runs from Riley O'Neill as well as Carly King. On to the 4th inning. Rams on top by 1. wind has momentarily stopped as we start the fourth inning with the Rams on top 3-2. 6-7-8-2 up for the Lions coming from Dayton, Tennessee, and Lakin Sparks is still in the circle for Bluefield. First pitch to Heidi Smith as she grounds it over to third. Good snag by Mary Blake Avery. Throw to first is in time for out number one. A quick out. Kayla Hayes up to the plate now. First baseman Bryan College coming from Dayton, Tennessee, the home of the Scopes Monkey Trial, and that's why they are named Bryan College after William Jennings Bryan represented the state of Tennessee against the science teacher William Scopes. That ball goes on the inside corner for strike one. I think Bryan also ran for president right in the 1890s on the format of the gold standard. 0-1. Down low. Those 2 home runs in that last inning with a gold standard for Bluefield. Ball and a strike. 1 out. After that cheesy connection to American history, there is nobody on for Bryan College. Mark Richard looking on over at third base. Bryan had led in this game 2-1. Quick back-to-back home runs for Bluefield. Top of the fourth inning, nobody on. First baseman digs back in. Hayes looks, checks at it, drops in just a bit outside and low for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. Well, we did get the scoreboard to work today. Yesterday, we could not figure it out. As we do share this place with the Bluefield, Virginia Little League. Pitch, line inside, as well as the high schools in the area. One time we had to have a delayed game because Graham and Bluefield were still playing. Counted 3-1 to the first baseman with 1 out. 3-2 the score. Bryan trying to put the tying run on base potentially here with a walker, a base hit. Sparks winds and deals. Ground ball chopped over to third again. A good snag by Avery and another on the money throw. 2 outs. Good job by Lakin Sparks, and that's all Bluefield really needs to win is just competent fielding. If Lakin Sparks can put it in the strike zone, not walk a ton of batters, and make sure that your fielders can make the plays behind you, you're going to win ball games. We saw with her coming in with so many more runs than she had earned runs. That pitch is right down the middle. That has been a problem for Bluefield all season. Sober up to the plate, cuts and misses, and Lakin Sparks is up in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. So an 0-2 count with nobody on. 3-2, the Rams lead in the bottom, or rather the top of the fourth inning. 0-2, just missed outside. That's a good pitch from Lakin Sparks and a good waste pitch. So they just did not bite the bait on that one. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball just missed. Riley O'Neal held it there for a second for the frame job, and Sober had to stand for a second to make sure that she was actually going to see another pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Lakin Sparks, and the Rams headed to the home half of the fourth inning up by 1. It's 3-2. Bottom of the fourth coming up. Rams up 3-2 here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Madison Owens still dealing for the Lions as the pitch flares outside to Meredith Throckmorton, who's 1 for 1 with a single at the right center field. So 3-2 the score after back-to-back home runs from Riley O'Neal and Carly King. O'Neal, by the way, 2 for 2 in this game. 1-0. Up low and away, 2 balls, no strikes. 7-8-9 due up for Bluefield. Throckmorton at the plate. Mary Blake Avery on deck and Haley Davis in the hole for Bluefield. Well, the 4th inning of work for Madison Owens here in game 1 of a doubleheader. Here's the 2-0. Popped up behind home plate. Out of play. Well, we've gotten lucky, and I'm sure as I'm saying this, there's going to be a foul ball that's going to hit me right in the cranium after I say this, but we have not been hit by a foul ball yet. Right behind home plate. You got to remember, folks, there's no awning here at our press box, so if there's a drop of rain, I have to hightail it. 2-1. Watched it right down the middle. That's a beautiful pitch. Kind of broke her up there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Throckmorton trying to defend here at 2-2. No outs. Leading off the bottom of the 4th inning, Madison Owens with a long look in. Starts the motion and deals. Hard hit ground ball off the glove of the shortstop and running into center field. So Throckmorton on base. That's a tough hop and just did not play it down correctly. Likely will be an error on Sydney Olander. So that's the 2nd straight time Throckmorton has led off the inning with getting on base, and Mary Blake Avery will step up to the plate for Bluefield. Last time she was up, crossed home plate before she was able to hit the ball. And popped up anyway to right field, so now choked up. Have to wonder if she's going to go with the bunt here. Corner infielder's not playing as far in as you'd think. First pitch, and she didn't show a bunt. It's whipped high and inside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Inside and low, 2 balls, no strikes. 0 for 1 trying to knock in Throckmorton, and we saw out of when Throckmorton got on base the last time, Courtney Gentry came in as the pinch runner and then was thrown out at second base by Austin Durham. 2-0. Popped up into the middle of the infield. Olander calls for it, backs up and makes the catch. There's 1 out. Brings up Haley Davis with 1 out. Davis trying to get on and defend this 3-2 lead. Rams only up by 1. Here's the pitch. Hit on to the foul territory and caught. Snagging it is Kayla Hayes, route number 2, and the Rams flip the lineup card on over for Carly Bailey. Who's ready to go. Batting right-handed, a 1-run lead for Bluefield, 3-2 the score. One-run lead. Carly Bailey trying to get on base for the first time in this game. That pitch is blown inside. Has to be a bit frustrated there. Knew that pitch was coming, and it's strike 1. Already 2 outs. Throckmorton at first. And Andrew Bailey calls the timeout. Beautiful day here, right around 50 degrees. The wind starting to slow down, making it a little bit more pleasant. Game 1 of 2. Rams looking for a doubleheader win against Bryan College. They only have 2 AAC wins so far this season. One of those coming against St. Andrews and another against Point. 0-1 to Bailey. Inside and high for ball 1. So the count evens at 1-1. Bluefield trying to make their way into the games on Thursday in Beckley against West Virginia Tech. Here's the 1-1. Outside corner for strike 2. And on Saturday, they're going to be right back here at Graham Rec Park for a couple of games against Druid McConnell. And then they play West Virginia Tech back here on Monday. So we're going to have a lot of softball for you here, folks. Baseball's on the road. We're playing today against Alice Lloyd. 1-2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first is Throckmorton, getting there by the way of an error. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Carly Bailey trying to defend here. Madison Owens working her way into the 5th inning. Can she finish it off? The pitch, high for ball 3, and it's a full count. By the way, talked about that wind. It's right on back here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. It's blowing out for just a second, and Riley O'Neill and Carly King both took advantage of that. Owens looks out of the white face mask, ball in the glove. Payoff with 2 outs. Ground ball, third base side, foul. Really trying to fight it off here. That could have been ball 4, but a good job of being defensive, fouling it off. I think that's what Madison Owens is trying to do, jam you up inside, because that's how she struck out Lexi Harmon after a pretty long at-bat as well. Another payoff, swing and a miss, strike 3, and out number 3. So the second time Throckmorton is left on base, and now we go to the 5th inning. Rams leading 3-2. Welcome back to Bluefield, everybody. Rams up 3-2 in game 1 of the doubleheader against Bryan College, capitalizing on a couple of back-to-back home runs from Riley O'Neill and Carly King back in the 3rd inning. It's been scoreless since then as Lincoln Sparks is on the mound again and pitches outside for ball 1 to Tesla Hewling. Starts out this set of lefties in the 9-1-2. Going 0 for 1 today. 3-2 the score. Rams up by 1. Started off with an RBI single from Storer that scored O'Neill in the 1st inning. As it's jabbed on a bunt attempt, evens the count at 1-1. Back foul. Ball and 2 strikes. Shannon White on deck. Choked up on the bat, and the pitch drops outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gonna have the call from Richard trying to tie this game up. Lincoln Sparks has been pretty solid on the rubber for Bluefield. 0-2. High and in. That nearly hit her. Now 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count on the leadoff batter for Hewling. Just 3 hits on the season and now 40 at-bats. Choked up, righty-lefty. Sparks deals. Pop down the left field line and foul. Here we are in the 5th inning, 3-2 the score. Game so far, a couple of pitchers dueling it out. Madison Owens for Bryan College, Lakin Sparks inside of the circle for Bluefield. Sparks winds and rocks, popped up, dug outside on the third base end and out of play. Getting into the start of the slapping part of the lineup, trying to set the table. Hewling has struggled so far this year in this role, but now trying to find a way to put the tying runner on base. Another payoff. Check swing outside. Did she go? No. And it's ball 4. That's a clutch AB right there for Hewling, getting walked there. Shannon White. 3-2 the score, and there's only a runner at first, but there's no outs at the top of the 5th inning. White, the left fielder, tries to stab at it again. Riley O'Neill makes the catch, pops up, looks to throw over to first, but doesn't. It's called a strike anyway. Now the count goes 0-1. Trying to bunt Mary Blake Avery, who's played a solid third base today, starting to creep in on the third base side. Throckmorton doing the same. 0-1. Ground ball, third base side, barehanded grab. Avery throws to first in time. Now going to third, throw there, tag. She's out. 3-4-1 double play. Rams will take it. 2 outs. Not sure what Hewling was even thinking there. Could have just been a clean sacrifice over at second base. And Harmon had a good couple of steps to throw that over in time. Now 2 outs, base is cleared, and it brings up Sydney Olander. Big gift for Lakin Sparks. First pitch lined out to left center field, another base hit, rolling past the glove of Storer, has to jog and go to pick it up. Now going to third, Olander slides in with a triple. Now she worked for that one, blazing down the base path. Durham had his ball game. Leads into the score. Corner infielder slightly infield. Tying third base. Sparks steals to the catcher. Good pitch on the inside corner. Strike one. No balls, one strike. Pitch. A breaking ball as it goes right down the plate. Quickly 0-2. So runners are on the corners here in the 5th inning. Durham ready. The 0-2. High and outside, ball 1. O'Shields at first, Olander could tie the game at third. O'Shields over at first base could threaten to take the lead at 4-3, but now it's 3-2 in favor of Bluefield College. In the fifth inning, Sparks rocks and offers. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Good snag by Sparks. Throws to first, and the Rams get out of the tiny jam there. Almost rolled away from the glove of Sparks, but played the spin correctly. And now it's still 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the fifth at Graham Rec Park. Bottom of the fifth inning, Riley O'Neill was able to tie it up her last time she came up to the plate with a humongous home run. And Madison Owens faces off with her. It's a check swing. And Riley O'Neill is going to stay in the batter's box. That looked like a hitter. We called a strike, so a foul ball. Count at 0-1. Been odd there, but the Rams would like to have the bat in her hands rather than her just being at first base. 0-1 is a bit low. The count at 1-1 now. So the 2-3-4 part of the lineup due up. Carly King on deck, also homered for Bluefield. So that was the 5th home run of the year for O'Neill, and for Carly King, her 3rd. Count at 1-1 to the catcher. Here's the pitch. Check swing, ground ball up the middle, snagged by Owens, and Riley O'Neill wishes she could have that one back. There's out number 1. So it stays as a 3-2 game. Rams looking for insurance. Lexi Harmon on deck. King with a home run, just snuck over the glove with the left fielder and White. She's playing back in left field. That's Shannon White, and Carly King with a chance to try to set up the table for Lexi Harmon. First pitch to her. Drops low for ball 1. I have to wonder who the lines will throw out in game 2. Rams will likely go with Lexi Harmon after Lakin Sparks got the start in game 1 for the Rams. Deals 1-0. Good pitch. Down the middle, and now a strike. That evens the count at a ball and a strike. Bailey Engel here on the call for the Rams Digital Sports Network. 4 games in 2 days for Bluefield College softball, and definitely a challenge. Here's the 1-1. Outside missing ball 2, and then they have to go on the road to Beckley, play against West Virginia Tech, who Drew Bailey describes as a pretty competent team. And this weekend, conference games against Truett McConnell. 2 balls, 1 strike. King the righty, facing the righty Owens. The pitch In the air, center field steps up, makes the catch for out number 2. So she could put a good tag on it there, but center fielder able to reel it in for Bryan. So after the catch is made by Hewling, brings up Lexi Harmon, struck out her last time up. And that was really where the game changed after those 2 home runs. Madison Owens fought back, struck out Lexi Harmon after a pretty long at-bat. Since then, it's just been 3-2. Down the middle for strike 1.
Come on, Lex, let's go.
Here in Bluefield, Virginia, Rams looking for a Game 1 victory in the doubleheader. Also going to have Game 2 for you here on the Rams Digital Sports Network as well. Here's the 0-1. Down low for ball 1. Bryan trying to find a win. It could be their 10th in conference. Rams would only be their 3rd. Here's the 1-1. Drop low again for ball 2. You can tell there's a lot of energy for Bluefield in these first games of the doubleheader. Yesterday for Pikeville, that's what happened. Scoring 10 unanswered runs, and then it fell off in the second game. So if the Rams are able to hold off here, let's see if they can transmit it to the second game here. 2-1, line right back up the middle. How did Owens catch that? Well, she's a bit shaken up, but it counts for an out nonetheless. 3 up, 3 down for Bluefield onto the 6th inning. Done to lead it off for Bryan College, down by 1. It's 3-2. So Bryan will at least get to bat 2 more times. Lincoln Sparks trying to keep it at a 1-run game. They're going to need some run support, though. First pitch to the DP is fouled back for strike 1. 5, 6, 7 part of the lineup due for Bryan College. Lindsey Dunn, Heidi Smith, and Kayla Hayes. Dunn, the DP, up against Lincoln Sparks. Doesn't make that many starts for Bluefield as Lexi Harmon does most of the work. 0-1 down the middle, good pitch, quickly up 0-2. But you're seeing here Lincoln Sparks fighting to be put on that lineup card in some more AAC games. 0-2 to the righty, swing and a miss. Dirty work there for Lincoln Sparks. 3rd strikeout for the sophomore from Bluefield, or Tazewell, whatever you call it. And now there's out number 1. Hayes to the plate. First pitch, fired outside for ball 1. 3rd game in 2 days, 4th game coming up right after this. Get a day break and then have to go and play West Virginia Tech. That pitch is down the middle. And they were supposed to play on Sunday, and those games were canceled against Allen University. The count goes 1-1. That would have only been 2 more games in such a packed amount of time for Bluefield softball. 1-1. Ground ball down the third baseline. A base hit as it rolls all the way into the corner. Long run for Strange, picks it up off of the hop, and it's a double. So for Heidi Smith, an extra base hit for Bryan College puts the tying run over at second base. And runners on the corners with 2 outs in that last inning. It couldn't get anything to go. Brings up Kayla Hayes. First pitch to Hayes. Whitey watches it on the inside corner. You can see that Lakin Sparks does a good job of that, finding that lower corner. Trying to keep these on the ground. 0-1. Ground ball third base side, just leaks foul. So Sparks up in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Already with a strikeout in this inning, has 3 in the ball game, 3-2 the score. Top of the 6th with a tying run at second base for Bryan College. Time called by Bryan College head coach Mark Richard. Now just in his 2nd season going up against the first-year head coach Drew Bailey. Both teams have really struggled throughout the season, both under 500. Rams trying to rebuild something with a couple of young players. Now an 0-2 count. Kayla Hayes trying to knock in a runner. Heidi Smith at second base. No balls, 2 strikes. Sparks winds and rocks, swing and a miss, and a pitch in the dirt, and Riley O'Neill picks it up. No throw to first, and everybody's safe. So a drop third strike. Kayla Hayes goes to first, and now Heidi Smith moves over to third. So a ground ball or a deep enough fly ball could tie up the game. There's 1 out in the inning, and the Rams can only hope for a double play that can get them out of this 6 with the lead. A time called and a potential new runner coming in. That's what's going to happen here. Now the runner at first is Destiny McSwain, the freshman. So a little bit more speed on the base pass with Heidi Smith at third. And McSwain at first base.
10 for 7. Coach, we have number 10 for 7.
Excuse me, it looks like they're going to keep Hayes at first, and now a pinch hitter coming in, Sydney West. Senior from White House, Tennessee. Batting in the place of Marius Sober, the third baseman. I'm still going through this conference in the middle of the infield. Umpire trying to rush it along, and it looks like there's the break in the action here. It was not correct in saying that Kayla Hayes was subbed out. She's staying at first base after the single. Or excuse me, after the drop third strike. So after Sparks readjusts, runners on the corners, 3-2 the score. And a chance for Sydney West. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. First pitch shows bunt, trying on a squeeze, underhands home, gets behind Riley O'Neill. Meanwhile, on her way to third, throw there. Got the tag, she's out. So the squeeze bunt attempt works to tie it up. Meanwhile, Kayla Hayes thrown out at third base for out number 2, but now it's 3-3. So Sydney West with the RBI now at first base. Jesse Hewling up to the plate now. 0 for 2 in this one. Now all tied up at 3-3. Rams are going to need some more late bats. Trying to break this tie here in game 1. So far, a good one. A pitching duel between Lake and Sparks as well as Madison West on the mound for Bryan College. First pitch. Ground ball, third base side, a dangerous one. Scoop by Harmon, throw to first. In time for the out, a 4-3 put out, and a close one at that. So West left at second base, but after she's able to tie the game up on a squeeze bunt attempt. 3-3 the score, on to the bottom of the sixth. Pitching change made for Bryan College. Olivia Johnson on the mound now to start out the bottom of the sixth inning. All tied up 3-3 in the 5-6-7 due up for Bluefield. Kristen Storr with an RBI back in the first inning, trying to set the table to give Bluefield the lead here in the sixth. As she swings and drives it out to center field. Long run and a great play made in center field. What a snag by Husling, stretching out and robbing her of what could have been an extra base hit. Storr was all the way at second base already. Loud out number one, and Lakin Sparks up to the plate now for Bluefield. There's out number one. Lakin Sparks to the plate, up against Johnson, who has pitched the most innings for Bryan College this year. First pitch, down low. And it's ball one, counted 1-0. Have to check that. Johnson has pitched the third most amount, but has the lowest ERA. Replacing Madison Owens as Sparks pops it up right center field, backing up on it, and makes the catch. Heidi Smith reels it in, out number two. Brings up Meredith Throckmorton. Can she break it through here? Olivia Johnson, by the way, 45 innings pitched, 58 hits, 30 runs, 23 of them earned, 8 walks, and 15 strikeouts. Now at 45 2/3 on the season. First pitch to Throckmorton, swings, pops it up, shallow left, and it's caught. Olander backs up, 3 straight pop-ups for Bluefield, and now on to the 7th, tied up 3-3. Shannon White will lead it off here in the 7th inning. Tied up 3-3. Lakin Sparks trying to go the distance for Bluefield. Rams popped 3 straight balls up. Really can't call that first one a pop-up from Kristen Storr, but it was reeled in by Weisling out in center field. Round number 1, and then after that, Sparks popped up, and so did Meredith Throckmorton. So now dealing with the top of the lineup for Bryan College. Here's the first pitch. Late strike call, but called nonetheless. Counted 0-1. So Shannon White, Sydney Olander, and Hannah O'Shields. Sparks trying to get the win here. 0-1. Ground ball hit over to second base. Lexi Harmon picks it up, dishes to first in time, and there's one away. So a good start for Bluefield as they will have their 8-9-1 due up in that bottom of the 7th inning, trying to walk it off. Brings up Sydney Olander. Been on base a couple of times for Bryan College now in that open stance. Up in the box right now. Oh, it's outside, it's ball 1. One ball, no strikes. 3-3 the score with 1 out. Pitch. Walked a bit high, ball 2. The pitch from Sparks. Two balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Shows bunt. There it is, a strike. Make it a 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike already, 1 out. Olander at the plate. 2-1. Hits it into left field. Strange steps up, dives to make the catch for out number 2. So a frozen robe smoked out to the left fielder Strange, and the Tennessee native makes the catch for a clutch out number 2. So 3-3 the score stays here. Bottom of the 7th inning. And Hannah O'Shields on the plate now, and it looks like what we saw with Lakin Sparks, now trying to adjust the white jersey out in left field for Taylor Strange after she hit the deck to try to catch that one, and she did. Here comes the right fielder O'Shields. 2 outs, nobody on, a tied game. Down the middle, good pitch from Lakin Sparks to start out the at-bat, counted 0-1. Game 1 of the doubleheader is going to come right down to the end. He was playing in a couple of 5-inning games yesterday, now running it out with a good one as that one is poked into left field, a base hit. O'Shields going for 2, held up, Strange bobbled the ball. Now has to throw it to second, sliding in is Hannah O'Shields. After making the good catch out in left field, just could not pick up the ball, died in the grass. And after having problems fishing it out of the Bermuda, there is now a double. So 3-3 the score. And a chance for the cleanup hitter here, Austin Durham. Shields at second base, and there possibly be a change here. And now a pinch runner coming in. So Shields leaves. Pinch runner brought in for Bryan College. It'll be now Allison Walker, the senior from Hickson, Tennessee. That pitch is popped up right field line and foul. So Durham with a base hit could give them the lead in the 7th inning after the Rams led it 3-2. Oh, 1. base for Allison Walker. 1-1. Popped up, back for Throckmorton, makes the catch, and there's out number 3. So a runner left in scoring position, and the Rams stay tied 3-3. Trying to walk it off when we come back on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Rams trying to walk it off now. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mary Blake Avery will lead it off for Bluefield up against Olivia Johnson. Rams with a clutch performance there by Lakin Sparks to leave the go-ahead runner at second base as Johnson deals. Swinging a line drive, left field, a base hit. So Mary Blake Avery represents the potential game-winning run now at first base on the first swing of this bottom of the 7th inning. Now, pinch hit opportunity now. Bryn Kennedy comes in as the substitute in the designated player spot for Haley Davis. And it looks like we're going to get a pinch running situation now for Mary Blake Avery. So she walks out. Gabby Mellick comes into the game. Usually a starter for Bluefield out in left field. Got hit by a pitch yesterday, managed to play through the rest of it. So now she represents a potential game-winning run. All tied up 3-3. Rams searching for their 12th win of the year. Will just be their 3rd AAC win. Well, for Bryan, 2 losses in a row to Tennessee Wesleyan at 2-1 and 3-1. Could this be another heartbreaker for the Lions? Olivia Johnson trying to fend that off here. First pitch, and the freshman pops up a bunt attempt. Diving play made it first. First baseman making the grab, and there is out number 1. So Mellick stays at first base. Bryn Kennedy on the first pitch bopped up that bunt attempt, and Kayla Hayes jived in to get it. Here's Carly Bailey, certainly due for Bluefield with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th and the game-winning run at first base. James hoping she can hit one down the line here, down the corner. That would really score Mellick. First pitch, pops it up, first base side. Foul territory and out of play. Rolling down the hill for strike 1. Bailey has yet to get on base today. Counted 0-1, Mellick at first. Pinch runner from Mary Blake Avery. Here's the 0-1, watched outside. Evens the count out, a ball and a strike with 1 out. Now the bottom of the 7th inning. 1-1. Outside corner, strike 2. Oh, Bailey's well off of the plate now. Has to find a way to defend here. Riley O'Neill on deck. last runs that Bluefield scored were back in that third inning on a couple of home runs. 1-2, outside, ball 2, just missed. Olivia Johnson, usually a late inning pitcher for the Lions, does have 3 saves. Of course, no opportunity for a save here. Just a win if her team can push her forth. As Bailey swings and drives it out to Huisling. Center fielder makes the catch, and there's out number 2. So Riley O'Neill, the last chance for Bluefield here in the 7th inning. Game-winning run at first base for Gabby Mellick. O'Neill with a home run. Earlier in the game, last time up, she grounded out to the pitcher, though. Dusting the batting gloves, trying to win this one in the regulatory 7 innings for Bluefield. O'Neill ready. Johnson's ready as well. Ball in the glove. She pitches. Outside corner. It's a good pitch for strike 1. Game 1 of the doubleheader, all tied up 3-3. Able to take the tie back on a suicide bunt attempt. Outside, ball 1, should say suicide squeeze. Ball and a strike, 2 outs. Mellick, the pinch runner at first base, hasn't had to do anything. Ready for the 1-1. Outside, just missing. Durham tried to frame it up. It's ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swinging a little bouncer right up the middle. Through the legs of Johnson. Mellick on her way to third. Now at a rundown. She's not going to get there. Evades the tag, and she went out of the baseline. So Drew Bailey frustrated about that after the error from Johnson. No harm done for Bryan. We're going to extras here in Bluefield. Dunn leads us off in extras. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Rams and Bryan all tied up 3-3. First pitch to the bottom of the 7th, Mary Blake Avery shot it out to left field. Gabby Mellick came on to run for her as that pitch is an inside corner strike, counted 0-1. Gabby Mellick came in to run. Riley O'Neill with a check swing ground ball right back to the pitcher. Went through Olivia Johnson's legs, but Gabby Mellick took too long of a turnover second, tried to go to third, and then was called out. That one is fouled away on the third base side. No balls, 2 strikes. Lindsey Dunn, the 5-hitter, Heidi Smith up next, and then Kayla Hayes on deck. Kayla Hayes after that in the hole. So on deck is Smith. The pitch. Ground ball right side off the glove of Sparks. Harmon picks it up off the rebound and throws it over to Throckmorton. There's out number one. So now with one out, brings up the second baseman Heidi Smith. What a game it's been for Lakin Sparks. This hasn't gotten the run support in a long time for Bluefield. The pitch, down the middle, strike one. Good way to start it out here. No balls, one strike, one out. Sparks fires again. 0-1 grounded over to first. Tough hop for Throckmorton, and now she's safe. So the go-ahead run now at first base, that must have hit a moon crater down the first baseline. It should have been just right to her, roped on the ground, but instead it hit something, kicked out to the left. And now Heidi Smith is safe at first, so that brings up Kayla Hayes. Potential go-ahead run now at first base. That'll be an error, but really can't blame Throckmorton for that play. Pitch to Hayes, runner popping off. Riley O'Neill with a pump fake, throws back to the pitcher in Lakin Sparks. Tied up 3-3. Been that way since the sixth inning. With a squeeze bunt from Sydney West. Sober is on deck, re-enters. That pitch is high and away, 2 balls, no strikes. Counted 2-0 with 1 out. First and Heidi Smith, the pitch drops inside, and all of a sudden it's 3 balls, no strikes to Kayla Hayes. High and in, ball 4, and now all of a sudden the go-ahead run is in scoring position. Heidi Smith at second, Hayes at first. Here we are in the 8th inning with just 1 out. Sober to the plate now. 3-3 the score, 1 out. Just gonna hope for a double play if it's hit hard enough over to Mary Blake Avery, but she's playing pretty far in. Missed outside, ball 1. That was close with Lakin Sparks. 5 straight balls. 3-3, 1 out, 2 runners on. Top of the 8th inning. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball, foul, and hit her body. She did not run. So now it evens up at 1-1. Sparks back into the zone. And a strike. Lakin Sparks looking in. Rocks and deals. High and tight for ball 2. So make it 2 balls, 1 strike. Rams playing in extras after having the lead for most of the game. Sort of stagnated offensively. 2-1. Swinging a ground ball foul right behind Riley O'Neill. Rather on the third base side. Either way, 2 strikes now. This is the first extra innings game for Bluefield this season. Rather the other one against Alderson Broadus. Ended up losing that one. 1-2. Popped up left field. Strange coming in. Drifts on her a bit. Makes the catch. Tagging up. Throw to third. Over the head of Avery. Skipping towards the dugout. Luckily that fence is there. And now there are 2 outs. Now both runners in scoring position, ends up being a productive out. Ewing to the plate now, the center fielder, and now she will be taken out. Pinch hitter coming in. This makes sense after she went 0 at second base. Lakin Sparks trying to hold on to this tie to give her team a chance to walk it off at the bottom of the 8th. 2 outs. Forward on this roster as a second baseman. On the year, just 47 at-bats. Has not scored a run. She's 10 for 47 and .213 average with 7 RBIs. Riley O'Neill looks like she might have lost a contact. Bringing attention in this game. 2 runners in scoring position. 2 outs. Top of the 8th inning. Those led for most of the game 3-2, and then storming back with that bunt attempt. I think it's worth it. It was game time because there were many chances for Bryan Collins to pick it up. They had runners on the corners. Lakin Sparks fought it off. But now possibly her biggest test here in the top of the 8th inning. This is Thomas break on the first base side. Ready for Brooke Ford to come to the plate as the wind continues to gust in right to left. Riley O'Neill's ready, and that means we're going to be ready. 3-3 the score. 2 outs, runners at third and second. It right down Main Street. It's strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Runners on the corners, or runners at third and second, corner infielders playing in. 0-1 outside. Neal has to look over at third. Heidi Smith got there on an error, which makes this all the more frustrating because it was a tough hop over at first base. Throckmorton couldn't play it. And now all of a sudden she's on the corner. Got a 1-1 to the righty. Sparks deals. Grounds it foul. Ball and 2 strikes. So a strike away from leaving the 2 runners that could make this a 5-3 game and scoring position. But Brooke Ford, the pinch hitter, trying to battle with 2 outs. Outside corner, got her looking. Clutch strikeout from Lakin Sparks, and that sends us into the bottom of the 8th inning with a score still tied, 3-3. Trying to walk it off again. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning here at Graham Rec Park. All tied up 3-3. Carly King scored the last run on a homer for Bluefield, her 3rd of the season. That was earlier in the game. Now tied up 3-3. They need her work again with the 3-4-5 due up for the Rams. First pitch. Right fielder watches it on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Olivia Johnson has been in since the 7th. winning run is aboard for Bluefield at first, and Olivia Johnson has been pitching well, but that is the second straight play where we saw her struggle to field it. So much spin when it's hit right back into the circle. And Lexi Harmon, can she walk it off? She's due. We're trying to get a quick pep talk from Drew Bailey, looking over at third base, second straight day where he's gone with the short sleeves, even though it's kind of cold out here. Harmon to the plate. Billy Engel on the call for a fun one so far in extra innings, bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Swings and lifts it over to short. Kings well off the bag at first, and a double play. Another base running error for Bluefield, and after that blunder, all of a sudden 2 outs. So with Gabby Mellick, caught it third there in the 7th inning. A line drive hit straight to short, and a good job by Olander to throw it over to first base to Hayes. Now all of a sudden, after having the base runner on to win the game with no outs, 2 outs, and nobody on for Storer. First pitch, she swings and drives it out to right center field. Long run for O'Shields, and that's going to bounce and run all the way to the fence. Storer on her way to second, and she is held up. Stand-up double, and now a chance for Lakin Sparks to bring it home on a base hit here. So not only would a hit give Bluefield potentially the win, but it would give Lakin Sparks the win as a pitcher. Sparks to the plate. Olivia Johnson back on the rubber. Storer at second base. I'm swinging early in the counts here in the extra innings. First pitch outside and low. Ball 1. Throckmorton's on deck for Bluefield. Just trying to put it in play. And Storer certainly did in a sweet spot out in that field. Hewling as well as O'Shields are split up. Outside again. 2 balls, no strikes. Storer represents the potential winning run at second base. (2-0). Down the plate, strike 1. A good pitch from Johnson to creep back into the zone. (2-1). Outside, ball 3. Sparks with a batter's count here. 3 balls, 1 strike. Storer at second base in a tied ball game in the bottom of the 8th inning. Game 1 of this AAC softball doubleheader. Ready for the 3-1. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Full count. Now 3-2. Johnson back into the count here. Looks in, payoff. Ground ball, shortstop side. Olander plays it, throws on to first, and there's the 3rd out of the 8th inning. Now to the 9th, still tied 3-3. the top of the lineup again. It'll be Shannon White. Lakin Sparks on for her 9th inning of work. We're still in extras, folks. Playing game 1 of a doubleheader, so we have another one right after this. Now right at 2 hours of this ball game. Shannon White to lead it off. Olander on deck, showing bunt, lays it down third base side and foul. No balls, 1 strike. Bryan College really capitalizing on a couple of base running mistakes from Bluefield in that bottom of the 7th inning, as well as in that bottom of the 8th. King got on with a base hit. Here's the 1-1. It's high. Evens the count at 1-1. And Lexi Harmon lined it over to short. King was well off the bag at first and then got doubled up so easily. 1-1. Check swing. Almost committed to that. 2 balls, 1 strike. Rams looking for their 3rd AAC win. Bryan College trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Lost a couple of games to Tennessee Wesleyan. 2-1. Inside and low, ball 3. Lakin Sparks pitched most of this game. Lexi Harmon likely to come in for game 2, giving her a break, but she has done well. 3-1. Outside corner, strike 2, a full count. See the same thing out of Olivia Johnson for Bryan College and the starter. 3-2, ground ball, third base. Avery picks it up, swings to first, in time, out number 1. So a pitcher's duel throughout the game. Madison Owens getting the start for Bryan. All tied up at 3-3. To the plate, it's Olander. Down the middle for strike 1 to the shortstop. Another game after this. Highly contentious at that. These teams need conference wins. Here's the 0-1. Slap down the left field line. That is a base hit as it rolls all the way to the corner. Could be trouble as Olander makes her way around second. Picked up by Strange, thrown to the infield, off target. And Avery picks it up. So now the go-ahead run at third base with 1 out, a triple, and that ball got lost in the high grass in that corner out there. Strange got it out in time. Brings up Hannah Shields. Hasn't had chances, especially here in the 7th and 8th innings where they had the leadoff hitter on with no outs and just could not score. And that 2 straight innings. Infielders playing in. Will they try the squeeze again with Hannah O'Shields? She swings away and takes the lead. It's 4-3. Olander comes in and O'Shields with another RBI puts the Lions up by 1.
Hey, no one hurt, let's go!
.43 the score. Brings up Durham, who swings and fouls it off of herself. There's strike 1. Rams trying to keep it at 1-run deficit. There's 1 out. Lots of wind, have to deal with dirt in the eyes. Matter of fact, the MacBook looks like it's been to Tatooine and back after the end of this game. No balls, 1 strike. Catcher waits. Pitch, swing, and a ground ball through the 5-6 hole, base hit. Into left field, and now 2 runners aboard again. O'Shields at second base, and now back at first goes the catcher, Durham. Brings up Dunn. left side. Bailey lays down the tag. No throw to first, and a good job of getting the lead runner off. Now 2 runners are aboard now with 2 outs, a 4-3 lead in the top of the 9th inning. We're playing a baseball game today here, folks. We got another one right after. So it ends up being like a baseball doubleheader anyway, with the 9-inning game and then the 7-inning game to follow. Ready to go with Smith as that ball bounces away from Riley O'Neill, and Dunn as well as Austin Durham move into scoring position. It's ball 1, 4-3 the score with 2 outs. Hit hard into center field, drops in front for a base hit. Durham will score. Around third is Dunn, and O'Neill can't pick up the ball. So now 6-3 the score. A 3-run lead for Bryan at the top of the 9th inning, and for Lakin Sparks, what a game she's had, just trying to run out of gas. Three the score, right down the middle, strike 1. Kayla Hayes at the plate trying to keep it going. Bryan has broken it open. Fires 0-1. Check swing, she went around, quickly 0-2. Wind blowing in, Rams trying to send themselves into the bottom of the 9th for a chance to tie it up or take the lead, to walk it off. Kind of frustrating for Bluefield. They've had their chances throughout this ball game. Now find themselves down by 3 in extras. 0-2. In the dirt and inside. Ball 1. And another one right after this. 1-2. Breaking ball right down the middle. Watch for strike 3. So now we go to the bottom of the 9th. Bryan 3 outs away from winning game 1 of the doubleheader. It's 6-3. Bottom of the 9th, last chance coming up for Bluefield after a 3-run lead escalates for Bryan College. Game 1 of this doubleheader, Meredith Throckmorton to lead it off, and the 7-8-9 due up for Bluefield. Throckmorton, Avery, and possibly Bryn Kennedy. As that ball is blazed right down the middle for strike 1. Throckmorton with a hit, got on with an error her last time up and trying to extend this game. Johnson en route to a win. 3 outs away. 0-1. Lays off the tie for ball one. One ball, one strike to the righty. Pitch. High in the air, center field, Hewling on the run, and that ball hits the base of the fence. Center fielder picks it up, throws it in. Throckmorton trots into second, and she is safe. Stand-up double to start it out. So couldn't ask for anything better than that. Now, tangled up out at the fence. That's the Hewling. It's a double for Throckmorton. It hit that ball so well, just hit the base of the fence. Another gust of wind here. Mary Blake Avery ready to come up to the plate, and Lauren Bailey to check in for Meredith Throckmorton.
Hey, do a job, 5. Let's go, baby.
So Peanut Bailey into the game, and now a chance for Mary Blake Avery. A swing of the bat could put Bluefield within 1. 6-3 the score. Had a base hit back in the 7th inning, and the Rams couldn't do anything about that. So that's the 3rd straight inning where the Rams have their leadoff batter on. They have failed to score each of those times. 6-3 the score, down by 3. Now Bailey at second base, a little bit more speed. Haley Davis is on deck, so it looks like she'll be able to re-enter as the DP. Mary Blake Avery gonna put a tag on one here. No outs and a runner at second, down by 3 runs. First pitch from Johnson, popped up first base side and foul. Count goes 0-1, more and more wind gusting up. Push that ball well out of here. (6-3) the score. Mary Blake Avery choking up on the bat. 7.57 native, 0-1. Fouls it off right side. And well, an older man almost stepped on a Shih Tzu he brought to the game. Sometimes it's not worth getting the foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2. Swinging a ground ball, third base side, kicked around, no throw, and now 2 runners are aboard for Haley Davis. Tying run to the plate. Marius Sober couldn't pick it up. 6-3 the score, no outs though. And the lineup card is about ready to flip on over. Rams need to score 4 to win, 3 to tie. No outs, bottom of the 9th inning. Continuing extras. Here's the designated player. Avery at first and Lauren Bailey at second. First pitch. Swing and a miss at a pitch low. It's strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Pitch to the righty. Watched inside. Evens at 1-1. Carly Bailey on deck. Trying to set a good table for the top of the lineup. Can the Rams keep their base running woes in the past? Bailey at second, Avery at first. That pitch is grounded through the glove. Throw to second in time. Trying to go to first. Couldn't transfer it. So good job by Heidi Smith to dish it over to Olander. Now runners on the corners with 1 out. Avery taken off. On to first is Haley Davis. Really a good job by Heidi Smith to dive down there. And Olivia Johnson with a quick talking to. We might see a pitching change here. Mark Richard talking with his entire infield. 2 outs away from knocking down Bluefield in extra innings in game 1, but Carly Bailey, a swing of the bat, could tie the game. 6-3 the score. 6-3, a long talk inside of the circle. Now back to the plate, the shortstop from New Jersey. Rams need a clutch at bat. Martin Bailey at third. Mary Blake Avery at first base. 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Rams trail 6-3. Excuse me, it's Davis over at first. Either way, there's a strike down the middle to Carly Bailey, and the count goes at 0-1. So Johnson 2 outs away from getting the win for Bryan College. Here's the 0-1. Outside, ball 1. Middle of the infield, hoping for a double play, and we saw with Heidi Smith and Olander, it's a possibility as that ball is grounded over to Smith. Bobbled the ball, throws to second in time, and can't get the throw over to first, but a run comes in to score, and it's 6-4. So Davis taking off, another 4-6 connection, and the Rams are down to their final out of the ball game. Riley O'Neal does have a homer earlier. Up to the plate now, the catcher, Carly Bailey, over at first base. Has struggled against Olivia Johnson, though. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning. Extras in game 1 of this doubleheader. Nearly have gone 2.5 hours. Ready to keep it going, though. First deal. High fly out to left field, stepping back, and this game is tied. Riley O'Neal with her second bomb of the ball game, and it ties it up for Bluefield. 6-6 the score, and the Rams can keep going in the 9th. They needed her there, and then she smoked it out to left field. White had no chance, and now for Carly King, can she go back-to-back? Like she did earlier in the game, but Riley O'Neal keeping it going for Bluefield. So 6-6 the score we had to confirm because, well, that scoreboard doesn't know what the number 6 is on the home side. So as it stands right there, that was a grand slam for Riley O'Neal on that scoreboard, but it's actually 6-6. Carly King up to the plate. This could possibly go to the 10th inning now. Pitch. Ground ball up the middle, and Bluefield has their game-winning run aboard with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Riley O'Neal, what a game. Couple of home runs. Keeping it going 6-6. They were down to their final out. Scored 3 runs in the inning already. First pitch down the middle. Lexi Harmon down to 0-1. Last time she was up, she slapped the ball over to short, reeled in by Olander, and then doubled up Carly King. King is at first again. 0-1, outside and low, ball 1. Ball and a strike. It won't matter. There's no chance of a double play this time, so any crack of the bat, Carly King has to be off that bag at first. 0-1. Ground ball straight to short, bobbled by Olander, picks it up, flips to second in time, and we're going to the 10th inning. Riley O'Neal with a 2-run blast that ties it up at 6-6, and now we're on to the 10th here in Bluefield. ITB at second base as we go to the top of the 10th inning. A jab at a bunt attempt is missed. Lincoln Sparks still in the circle for Bluefield as we start out the 10th inning. Now batting, it is Maria Sober again. Kayla Hayes at second base. 6-6 the score. On the bottom of, or rather the top of the 10th inning, fouled away on a bunt attempt, so now quickly 0-2. Rams will have Lexi Harmon on as their ITB. And this is what you try to do in these situations. You get gifted the runner at second base, you try to bunt her over into scoring, or at third, already in scoring position now. And then really anything can bring her home in on a ground ball, maybe a deep enough fly ball or base hit. So still looking at it here. Richard calls time, trying to talk it over with his third baseman, quickly down 0-2. I have to swing away here. And this is big. If you can't lay a clean bunt down, it becomes even tougher. Move that runner from second to third. She's going to show bunt with 2 strikes. Pulls back. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Storer has to run in. Now coming home, and it is now 7-6. White comes in to score. So the ITB works out. Sober cranking home a run. So there's no outs. 7-6 the score. We're in the 10th inning. Out of Hewling. First pitch shows outside, ball 1. Lincoln Sparks has almost thrown 10 innings. So the Rams trailed 6-3 going into that bottom of the 9th inning. And then Riley O'Neill, after a run had already scored on a ground out from Carly Bailey, blasted a 2-run bomb to tie it up 6-6. But now all of a sudden, the tie is broken once more. Lauren Bailey, by the way, at second base. On attempt, leaks right behind Riley O'Neill. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. I'm playing game 1 of this doubleheader. Got another one after this. So it ends in the 10th inning, and then the next game goes just regular. It's going to be 17 innings of softball today. That's a lot. Shows bunt, good one. Up the middle, Avery Fields. Throws to first in time, and there's 1 out. Good play by Avery, but a good bunt by Hewling as well, pushing another runner into scoring position. So Sober moves over. Back to the top of the lineup for Shannon White. Left fielder to the plate now. The pitch, bounce it foul. No balls, 1 strike. The 0-1. Check swing to that hitter. Yes, it did. And no, he called it a foul ball. So this is a situation, if we're at the higher level, it's going to come down to a video review, but we don't have that here. No balls, 2 strikes. Now Richard said that talking with his left fielder, he met a hitter. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second with 1 out. Sparks rocks and offers again. Ground ball, right side. Bailey plays it back. Quick throw to first in time, and now there are 2 outs, but a runner at third. Sober's there, who right now has the game-winning RBI single. First pitch to Olander, outside, ball 1. 8 or 7-6 the score. 1-run lead for Bryan. Top of the 10th inning. Runner at third, Sparks fires. Loops it outside, 2 balls, no strikes. It's still rolling in. Beautiful day for softball, and it looks like we're going to play 2. Need to get these conference games in. 2-0. Outside and low, 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0. Outside, ball 4, runners on the corners. So this extra inning game just keeps on going. Anna O'Shields, Austin Durham on deck. Rams need 1 more out, and now Drew Bailey comes up. And this could possibly be it for Lakin Sparks, who has already thrown 9 2/3 innings. That's in softball. That's only possible in this sport because of the natural throwing motion. But I don't care if you throw for 9 2/3, you're going to be tired. That's what you're seeing out of Lakin Sparks. Likely have to try to ice down after this game, after this doubleheader. She might play at shortstop or possibly second base in the next game. Two outs, runners on the corners, so 1-run lead for Bryan. Able to score in on that ITB. So the Rams will have that. Lexi Harmon will be at second to start out the bottom of the 10th inning. Sparks ready to pitch. Anna O'Shields, the right fielder. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Over at third. At first it's White. The pitch outside. White goes to second. A pump fake by Riley O'Neill, and a good idea to throw it right back to the pitcher. Havens a count at 1-1. Laying back in the shade. Two runners scoring position. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball straight at Bailey. Kicked it around. Still kicking, and another run comes in to score. And E6 brings in Sober. 8-6 the score in favor of the Lions. Top of the 10th continues, and that was a ball hit right to her. And like we said, these fielding woes have really been hard on Bluefield. Brings up Durham. Watched outside, and the cleanup hitter is up in the count 1-0. 2 runners aboard for the Lions. Rams were down by 3 going into the bottom of the 9th, so they do have that rally effect in them, and they will have a runner in scoring position. They started out with no outs. Trying to keep that at a minimum here as Durham fouls it away. Evens a count at 1-1 as that one rolls down the left field line on a ground ball. One ball, 1 strike. Sparks pitches. Breaking ball high. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch popped up. Shallow center. Store playing back. That's going to drop for a base hit. Here comes Olander. She will score. Throw to third, not in time. And now it will be 9-6. Everybody's playing so far back, and Store had to wait on a couple of ground balls, and you have to play pretty far back for a few of these hitters, but that one just dropped in. So Durham makes it a 3-run game. It's 9-6. First pitch to Dunn. Bounced inside. By the way, 2 outs, runners on the corners. Been a tough one for Lakin Sparks in these past couple of innings. And a time called by Riley O'Neill. One ball, no strikes. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Bryan really starting to punish Bluefield in these late innings. Sparks has pitched the entire time. He's done one heck of a job at doing so. Just needs the run support and the fielding support, and it hasn't been there consistently. 1-0 to Dunn. It's low, ball 2. Top of the 10th inning. Pitch inside, called for a strike though. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on the corners at third and first. Two. Just a bit outside for ball 3, so now a full count. Pitch inside, that hitter. Not sure if he got a piece of her or not. Either way, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Heidi Smith.
Hey, 2 down, 1-1, let's go.
3-run lead. And now with 2 outs, Bryan could really break it open here. And the bases loaded. First pitch inside, but called a strike on the second baseman, Smith. No balls, 1 strike. Rams will have their work cut out for them in the bottom of the 10th inning. Trail by 3 going into the 9th, though. Pitch high and outside. Evens it up at 1-1.
Hey, we got you back, baby. Let's go. Hey, work hard to get ahead again. Let's go.
1-1 from Sparks, high and away. Oh, it's tough. You're just trying to get out of this inning. Got the error by Bailey. Already starts out with a runner in scoring position. You go up 0-2, and then Sober brings home the go-ahead run. Ground ball left side, through for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Durham. Strange bobbles it, and now it will be 11-6. 5-run lead. Drew Bailey comes out to the circle, and looks like that's going to be it for Lakin Sparks. Bringing in the new pitcher. We'll tell you who it is after this. 2 outs and the top of the 10th inning. Six the score. Kayla Hayes up to the plate. New pitcher in for Bluefield. Didn't even have to really guess who it was. Lexi Harmon. 2 runners aboard with 2 outs. Top of the 10th inning. The pitch down the middle, strike one. So Lexi Harmon will likely pitch in the next game as well. good amount yesterday in the doubleheader against Pikeville. Right now, at 128 innings pitched, 4.65 ERA. That's pretty impressive with how much he has pitched this year. The 0-1 to the righty. It's low. Riley O'Neill keeps it in front. Evens it up at 1-1. So Lakin Sparks allows all of those runs through 9 2/3. Long day for her. By the way, for Lexi Harmon, 157 hits, 102 runs, only 85 of them earned with 42 walks and 91 strikeouts. 1-1 from the righty. Inside, ball 2. Bryan has piled it on here. Rams led most of the game 3-2 before the Lions were able to tie it up in the 6th inning. And their chances to walk it off, but they have extended this game out to the 10th inning. 2-1 to the first baseman. Swinging a high fly, left field, Strange at the track, and that's out of here. 14-6 the score. 3-run bomb. And this one just keeps on going. 8 runs scoring in the top of the 10th inning. Oh, it's 6-6. Most of this being done with 2 outs, by the way. It's over to the plate. She started it off knocking in the international tiebreaker base runner. So they have now batted around, and it just keeps on. It's an 8-run lead. Lexi Harmon just trying to get the final out so we can go in on the bottom of the 10th. And possibly for Bluefield, just going to pack it up and move on to game 2 of this doubleheader. That pitch is cranked out to center field. Storer back, makes the catch, and that is finally it for the top of the 10th inning. 8-run score for Bryan, though, and they lead at 14-6. Like they're playing in the lights. Harmon over at second base. Ground ball, third base side, and foul. Makes it 2-1. Bailey Engel on the call here. It's been a pleasure in game one. We're going to be back for game two. Comes the 2-1. Slow roller, third base side, and foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, ground ball straight at Silver, off her chest, picks it up. No throw to first, and these tough hops have been killing the infielders today for both sides. Oh, they need a smooth field so badly. Brings up Lauren Bailey.
Go, Nut Nut!
Came into the game for Meredith Throckmorton and then stayed in.
Let's go.
2 runners aboard. It's down by 8. Big swing and a miss on the first pitch with 1 out.
Hey, you see it? Hey, you see it? Let's go.
No balls, 1 strike here in the first game at Grand Rec Park. And a yappy dog doing what a yappy dog does best. Just outside. Ball and a strike. Bailey with a long look has been struggling with injuries, got cleared to play about a week and a half ago and is now playing again for Bluefield at second base. 2-1. Taking a foul tip. Make that 1 and 2 rather. 2 outs, 2 runners aboard. Rams are down by 8 runs at the bottom of the 10th with 1 out. That's 1 out for Bailey. A 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, third base side, and foul. We'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ball and 2 strikes. Merced trying to get out of this inning and win the game. Pitch, outside, ball 2.
Come on, Nut Nut, let's go.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Winds and rocks. Swing and a miss, had a pitch low, and actually she fouled that off. So she will stay in there.
Hey, no one better 5, let's go, let's go. Got your back, Larry, let's go.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Harmon at second, Sparks at first. The pitch, swing and a miss. Dropped, and the base is occupied anyway. There's out number 2. Mary Blake Avery coming up with 2 outs. Rams are down by 8 runs here in the bottom of the 10th inning with just 1 out away from Bryan taking game 1. Been a fun one. Rams led 3-2 and just could not consistently score runs. Riley O'Neill has to be the player of the game for Bluefield. A couple of home runs for her, and a 2-run bomb to send us into the 10th, and then just unfortunately the Rams just could not get a quick 3 outs. Pitch to Avery, and it's high for ball one. 10th inning, we're going to have another 7-inning game after this somehow. One out Avery. Swinging a foul tip. Moves right off the chest guard of Durham. One ball, one strike. Merced whips it home. Oh, 2 balls, 1 strike. Diggs back in. Harmon at second base. The ITB runner with Sparks at first, who got there on an E5. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Gave us the count at 2-2. And now Bryan is a strike away. Two outs. Merced pitches. Swing and a miss, and Bryan wins. 14-6, they pick up the win, and 10 innings, Rams battle. But a big top of the 10th propels the Lions in the win in this one. Going to be back in about 25 minutes for the start of game 2, but this is the end of game 1 as Bryan wins 14-6 on the Rams Digital Sports Network.